of Oil City Speakers Club, and past area director, a past program quality director, a past division director, and currently the quality assurance manager and project manager for District 130. He is a budding DJ who loves music, books, and football. His favorite quote is, "Where you are born is never as important as what's born in you," by Chooks Mwabweze. So please join me as I welcome our moderator for today's gathering. For today's afterwork session, distinguished Toastmaster Chooks Mwabweze. Over to you, DTM Chooks.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ikrama. Just checking that this works, and fantastic. It might not be the clearest, but we'll get there. Yeah, this feels like a cartoon, this video, but we'll fix that as we go along. Greetings, Toastmasters of District 130. It's great to have us all here, and it's my pleasure to be our moderator for this after work session. How are we doing today? How has the day been? It'll be good to get a few voices. DTM Edit, my dear friends, it's good to see you again.
Oui, dear Chooks, bonsoir. Our
Bonsoir.
moderator, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you. Mhm. All right, so other folks, how are we doing today? I need some voices in here. So Toastmaster Bibata, Toastmaster Saida. Oh, Toastmaster Saida, at least I know you. How are you doing? How is Toastmaster Bibata? Yes, how are you?
Nice to meet you today once again. Hello.
Yes, Saida, good to meet you again. How is Waga today?
Yeah.
Toastmaster Bibata, how are you doing?
I'm very fine, and you?
I'm well. I'm tired though, but I am okay. At least the day is almost over.
Almost.
Yes, let me take out this video. It's making me look like an Eskimo or something.
Okay.
So this might be better. My camera is a bit wishy. I'll see what happens to that later. Lovely to see you here, Toastmaster Bibata, and
Thank
everyone else.
you.
Really, yeah, really lovely to have us all here. It promises to be another great time in our after work session. The last time we met was probably 2 weeks ago, if I'm correct. Toastmaster Ikrama, am I correct or am I out of touch?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, fantastic. Sometimes it feels like there's so much happening and I'm losing track of what is where and who is where. So happy to be correct on this one. All right, it promises to be a lovely time here. We're going to have a training that is needed for this time. I typically say for most of the meetings that I'm a part of, if we can turn on our videos, it will be fantastic because videos are the lifeblood of a meeting where it is only audio and black faces, black screens. We might as well just do this on a WhatsApp call, WhatsApp group call. Even WhatsApp group call has video these days. So if you can, please, let's see your faces. Let our trainers see your faces. There's something different in communicating with people that we can see. There's almost another level of communication unlocked when we can see people versus when we can only hear them. So please, if you can, let's see your lovely faces this evening as we go along. Very quickly, we will move on to our training for today. And I was just saying that this is a training that is right in season because it is contest season everywhere across the Toastmasters world. And in a few weeks, hopefully in a few weeks, some of us will be having club contests. We would go on to have area contests and then division contests, at least for this first semester contest. It is always nice to hear from people who have walked the talk before on how to do this. And today's trainer is somebody that has walked the talk. I know for certain because I saw him when he walked the talk the last time. So I can tell you proudly that he has walked this talk. I'll go quickly into introducing him now, and then he will take the stage from here. Our trainer today is a doctor. He's a proper doctor, a family physician, a consultant family physician. He works with one of the federal medical centers in Nigeria. He has more than 25 years experience in the medical industry as a whole. He's a passionate public speaker. He's an exceptional fine artist. So this guy is not just good in sciences, in technology, he's also good in arts. Wow. I wish I could draw. He has served as secretary, VP, and he is currently the president of Corporate Speakers Toastmasters Club in Abuja, Nigeria. He joined Toastmasters International 2022. He's won numerous awards, including the Division Third Place Humorous Speech Contest, Division Second Place International Speech Contest, Area First Place Humorous Speech Contest. So many contests that he has won. And like I was saying, just 2 months ago in the lovely, lovely, lovely city of Niamey, he emerged as the West and Central African Table Topics champion. So if you are looking for the right person for today's training, you cannot find a better person in the whole of West and Central Africa. Maybe I will say in the whole of Africa, because our champions are the champions of Africa. This is the best that we're getting today. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we hear from someone whose favorite quote is, "If the purpose of a thing is not known, then abuse is inevitable." A quote made popular by the late Dr. Miles Monroe. Toastmasters, let's welcome and listen to, with rapt attention for the next few minutes, our trainer for today, Toastmaster, Dr. Timothy Abuba. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Really impressed with that introduction. One way or the other, it looks like yesterday, but gradually we have climbed up the ladder and we are here today. It's indeed a pleasure to be here giving this training tonight. Now, all I'm here for is simple. It's just to let us understand how we can master impromptu speech, how we can convince people within 1 to 2 minutes what we intend to, carry out, or anything we have as our goal. Well, without wasting much time, I want to know if my slide can be shared.
Yes, sir.
Can it be shared? Okay.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and share it. Let's dig in right away.
You can do the sharing.
I sent the slide ahead. Is it possible to share from here?
Share the slide.
Don't worry, just go on Toastmaster Timothy. You can give us your intro while the slide comes up. You'll see it in a minute now.
Fine. Specifically speaking, everybody's afraid, or rather most people are afraid when they go up the lectern to speak. But the fear is more when the person is not prepared. A lot of people have challenges regarding preparation. Actually, to prepare, Dale Carnegie said, an unprepared speaker has every right to be afraid. He said it in a way, and the person who actually maximized or said the quotation in a way that fits us is the person who founded Toastmasters International, Dr. Ralph Smedley, that an unprepared speaker has every right to be afraid. You can be afraid, but to reduce that fear, you need preparation. So tonight we'll be talking about mastering the art of table topic contest. What do we do? What do we say? When that spotlight is right on you, what are the things you do that will reflexly give you the speech that is in your heart and the way that your experience can actually make things synergistically give you the position you want? Next slide. Just like we said, you have every right to be scared if you are unprepared. The quotation is, an unprepared speaker has every right to be afraid. The training is going to be in different parts. So we'll start with the first part, which is understanding the context. Table topics is the Olympics of impromptu speaking. Everybody is practicing, rehearsing. Some just walk into the Olympics and say, okay, let me just try it. When you do that, you already know where you're going to be. But if you prepare well and you get to the Olympics, then you have chances of moving forward. Table topics is, next slide. Let's take the next slide. Okay. So it can come in any form. The questions that are going to be asked can come in any form. It can come in a form where they say, tell us about something about yourself. For example, as I put there, what advice would you give your 14-year-old self? That's an example of that. It can be, tell us something about your people, about your community. For example, if you are the health minister, is there one project you will do that will affect the people, that will change the people's status, and why? Then, so that you're not caught unawares, it can come as an esoteric question, a question that is totally unrelated with reality, as it were. For example, would you rather marry John or Johnny? When it comes like that, you have to know what to do. The truth of the matter is, when it comes in that form, you have every right to also give esoteric answers. You can formulate answers. You can make Johnny become an animal. You can make John become, that's the esoteric part. But the one of the story, something about yourself or something about the community. I say it's like a marriage proposal. You never expected it. Suddenly the person you had a crush on, or the person who you've been expecting or wishing to marry, comes and the opportunity is there. Your heart is beating, but you have just 2 minutes to convince that person that you are the right person for him or her, or you are gone. That's the end. That opportunity, the heartbeat is there, but you have to do something. Next slide. Next slide. Now, tonight, I'm going to give you 4-step secret formula that is always a winner. You can use it in any circumstance. Don't forget that table topics is actually what draws so many people to Toastmasters International. How can you think on your feet? Is there a magic to it? At a wedding ceremony, they just call you. We can't find the person we gave the topic to. We just to give the toast. Why don't you give us the toast? Or at a birthday party, they said, oh, we forgot that there should be a toast. We've got drinks, we've got cups. Why don't you give us the toast? Or you're walking by the road. CNN, Al Jazeera, they're just carrying their camera. They are videoing one crash somewhere. Suddenly they turn the camera on you live. And they say, what can you say about what is happening here? You need to have been prepared. And tonight, you are going to get that winning formula, that treasure that's changed many lives. Let's go to the next slide. I call it SHIP, S-H-I-P. The S is for structure. there must be structure. We'll go through them one after the other. The H is for being human. To be human when you're communicating. We'll talk about that later. Then the I is to finish with impact. Don't just finish anyhow, but with impact. And the P is whenever the question is asked, pause and breathe. So let's take structure. Structure, judges love structure. There are many formulas you can use, but use the simple ones. I always tell people that the very popular one is PREP, P-R-E-P, which means point, the reason why you gave that point, an example of that point, and a punchline or something to end the speech. The point always comes when they ask you a question. Something comes to your head readily. There's a point that comes to your head. It could be wrong, it could be right, but the question is actually trying to see your confidence, your approach, your style, not to know the right or wrong answer. So that point always comes. If they ask you, for example, if you're a headmaster, what one thing will you do for your community? Readily, your mind goes to maybe what people suffered in the hospital bill. It could be that maybe there's been no light and hospitals are not on. That point comes. Normally, if you are the fine-tuned person, you will not use that point. You wait to do some other things first, to say some other things first before that point. However, if you push that point and land it, the next thing to do is to tell the reason why you chose that point. Time has started going. You tell the reason why you chose that point. I wrote there that don't tell me that there's no point. The opportunity came, we didn't see a door. Create a door, carry it, and go look for opportunity to knock on that door. There was a time we were in school and we started as debating students, we started arguing. Give us one topic. Let's, try and get things going as tough as it could be. Somebody said, electricity does not shock. Propose. So the proposing team went and they said, let us imagine taking it from the angle of shock. What is shock? Shock is something that surprises you, something you didn't know was there. Suddenly it's a surprise. If you know there's electricity in that socket and probably maybe the plug socket of an air conditioner, you go with your finger and you put it inside, you will not be shocked because you already know it's there. You will only be electrocuted. So it may be right, it may be wrong. It's just for you to prove by reasons. Then after the reason, the next thing is example. Example should be a story. Let it be a story. Bring stories in. That's why they say be human. We'll get to that later. But that example, try and fit in a story. If you can't, if you put an example, fine. But then stories are what carries the day. Then point, punchline. The last part, that is the prep. The last part is a punchline or a call to action or a memorable line. That's how you use that structure, prep. Another structure you could use is past, present, future. Past, present, future can always be applied to anything. Any question they ask you, you can apply past, present, future in a way that will make you keep talking. If they ask you, for example, what will you advise your 14-year-old self? You can say, I will advise him that in the past, they used to say that people should allow the parents choose the profession the children want to study. Currently, there is an in-between 50-50 where parents can decide or children can decide in some communities or families. In future, it is going to be decided by job availability or analysis of future trends by AI or whatever else that could come up. So you see, if you use past, present, future, it's a structure. Then remember that the maximum you can go for table topics is the region, which is the district. So that's why you have regional champions here and there. The regional champion in America, will I say my colleague, because I'm the regional champion here in West and Central Africa, he said that the mnemonic he used was CASA, C-A-S-A. CASA. That C-A is, can you imagine? Then the S is a story, and the A is an action, call to action at the end, CASA. So when a question is asked, he readily thinks of a story to tell, but he won't tell you that story immediately. He will now create a question from that story. Can you imagine a situation where this happened? Now it is called a hook. Some people say start with a hook. That's the hook for him. Can you imagine? You are expecting something to answer that question. Then he now greets. After the greeting, he now enters into the story. So can you imagine the greeting, then the story, and a call to action? So, but when I did my own presentation, I used points. I made a point first before the can you imagine. I already had the story. Then I made the points. Opportunity lost can never be regained. Then I entered, can you imagine this? They greeted contest chair, judges, Toastmasters and guests, then started the story immediately. The directness is also necessary because the judges are watching. How direct are you at the question that was asked? Okay, so that's why I used PCASA as it were and was able to beat that particular contest. All right. The next thing there, be human, be relatable. That's the H. Be human. Now, nobody is expecting you to give a PhD lecture. Rather, give a story. When they ask you, if you are the president, what will you do? They don't expect you to say, I will strengthen the economy following this. I will use the International Labour Organization Law 1.42. No. Those technicalities are not what they're expecting. Tell a story. Tell a story that is relatable. That's being human. Bring your life in. Bring your family in. Bring your embarrassing moments. The more vulnerable you are, the more heart-to-heart connection you are going to get. I had somebody who had the first prize in one of the contests we had one time. She was so vulnerable. She said, doctors said I could not give birth again. And we're stuck there. And the only child I had an accident and died in my arms. Everybody was pained. But suddenly God said no. And I had Abu Bakr. And I had Abdul Qadir. And I had just gave birth to 5 children after. That vulnerability gave her the first prize. That's being human. Now, finish with impact. Don't just finish and say, thank you. If they ask you, that's the next slide. If they ask you, okay, can AI replace humanity? You say, AI can, it may not. Thank you. No. Try and finish with a punchline. Finish with something that is memorable. Finish with a call to action. Don't just finish like I keep thinking of what call to action you are going to finish. Call to action is just calling people to do what you have been talking about all the while. So in that case of AI, you can say AI may not be able to replace humanity, but AI should replace. You look for the basic things that are not so good, maybe like NEPA in Nigeria, should replace NEPA, and you move on from there. That is for finishing with impact, so important. Then the one of pausing. You need to pause and breathe. Great orators do not jump at questions. They pause. They don't panic. When a question is given to you and you jump out, you be like a fish out of water. You're breathing, looking for oxygen. But when you smile, nod your head, and breathe, those 3 seconds give everybody in the room the impression that you are in control, even though inside them you might be boiling with butterflies and all that. But give them that picture of being in control, then you can approach the question. So it's so important to pause and don't just jump at it. You can also at this moment ask, please, could you repeat the question? Nobody among the Toastmasters knows the question except the contest chair. There are guidelines on setting the questions, but that day, nobody else except the contest chair that knows the question. And when he asks the question the first time, usually repeats, then you are also knowledgeable of what the question is. So you can say, please, can you repeat the question? And at that time, your brain can be processing what you're supposed to do. So that is the structure for winning a contest, for convincing people about what you need to do. Let's go to the next slide. There are some don'ts that you need to avoid. Don't be a rambler. A rambler is somebody that keeps talking, is not connecting to the point that was asked. They asked a question, don't forget. They didn't just tell you to start talking. They asked a question. I need to connect. Many a times I've found out that people forget the second part of the question. Like they asked us in the finals, they said, hesitation is a thief of opportunity. Give us your tips on how to use opportunity when they present. Most people started talking about the opportunity that was lost and forgot about the tips. Commonly the question comes, your health minister, you do this for the community, and why? What will you do for the community and why? Don't forget that why. That why is so important that it's almost like 50%. Bottom line is, don't be a rambler, talking, forgetting about the point. I gave an example there. If they say, what advice will you give to your 14-year-old self? You keep talking. I had a wonderful bag when I was in secondary school. Anybody who touched that bag, I used to deal with them. And what advice will you give? And you keep rambling about that. Then the next one is, don't be a statue. A statue is somebody that just freezes. When they ask a question, don't freeze. When you freeze, you are not thinking. That's why on the day, keep your mind open. You see, the questions can come in any form. Don't preempt the contest chair. Keep your mind open. Say something. There must be a story that is related. If not a story, you can, if you are totally blank, start repeating the question by yourself. Then look for these keywords there, maybe 2 keywords, and try defining them. As you are defining them, your brain is opening to what next you are going to say, because the definition will clarify some things to you and you get a way to move forward. So don't be a statue. The other one there is, don't be an over philosopher, using big words. Yes, words of the days are there, but not for that particular time. Using words that people cannot, even Google cannot analyze. I said there that you advise your 14-year-old self, say, be a doctor in future, and when you want to exsanguinate a patient, make sure it doesn't have cholecystectic carcinomatosa. Because if you do that, if a bottle is broken, there is no mecotarism. All these things mean something. Exsanguinate is you are trying to bleed the patient to collect blood. Carcinomatosa and all that, they are a carcinoma, cancer of the gallbladder. And once a bottle is broken, there's no mecotarism, according to Nnamdi Azikiwe those days, which means a bottle broken cannot be glued together. But nobody is now going to wait to start analyzing or looking for those stuff. You don't be an over philosopher. And finally here, don't be a runaway contestant, which is you're talking. Even your friends are telling you, sit time. You're talking. Once you see the yellow light, you start rounding up. I commonly say, let the yellow light be your red light. If you wait for that red light, once you see that red light, those 30 seconds are too small to round up. So round up as soon as you see the yellow light. It's necessary. Let's go to the next slide. Now, this just simply shows us what the judges are after. The key areas they focus on is your construction, your structure, your structure. If you look at these structures that I mentioned, they have a kind of introduction, they have the body, and they have the conclusion. They are looking for it. Once you don't have it, forget it. So those structures are important. And if you go to the next slide will tell us how many percent. You see that it's 55% for your speech development and your effectiveness. That speech development, as I told you, body, opening body and ending your organization, and the effectiveness is how direct you are at the question, how enthusiastic you are about following. Next slide. Not to forget that the stage is good too. Your physical appearance and also use of stage. They also count, but they account like 30. You're looking at 55 for the construction of the speech. Your voice, your physical management of is 30. Then go to the next slide. The next slide tells us that the grammatical error, grammatical correctness is not so important. It's just 15%. So don't worry yourself when you start saying is and was. I watched the people who did the finals in the international speech. Even the person that was at the second, there was some words that were grammatically not right, but it still went ahead because the judges are not so much inclined to look at the correctness of the word. Next slide. Well, this is for quick practice. I don't know if there's one or two people that could, try and give us a speech so that I'll do a small analysis. Maybe they can use the prep. Two confident Toastmasters that can just talk about two things. It may not be what you're seeing here, or we can skip that till.
So we have a volunteer, Mr.
We have
Sena. Yes, Toastmaster Usman's hand is up for one of this. Yeah.
Beautiful. Toastmaster Usman, are you ready? Let me hear your voice. Toastmaster Usman, unmute your mic.
Good evening, District Champion.
Good evening. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. Then in 1 to 2 minutes, you just give us the answer. If you had an opportunity to say something to Africa, what will you say and why?
You say to Africa?
Yes. And if you had a platform to speak to the whole of Africa, what would you say and why?
Thank you very much. If I had an opportunity to talk to Africa, what would I say and why? If I had an opportunity to talk to Africa, I will remind Africa of its greatness. Everyone knows that in the past, Africa was great and it harbored a lot of great kingdoms, like the kingdom from Mali, the Benue Kingdom, and many other great kingdoms. Africa has lost this over the years. If I had an opportunity to talk to Africa, this is what I would say. But why? Because without realization of where you come from, you cannot achieve anything in the future. Africa needs to go back to its roots, realize that greatness is in its blood, and then from there, we can create a much better future. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. I'm giving you an applause from this end.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So as that question came, let's realize that the first point he had was to talk to Africa about the greatness. He now went ahead to explain why that greatness. We harbored kingdoms, we did a lot of things and things like that. Then for him, he talked about why. Okay, that without realizing all they did, you have to go back to that. And at the end, he said, thank you. It's a beautiful structure. But notice now that that point where there was a why, if there was a way a story could come in, it may not be a real story that you heard, it may not be, but for your family, for your life, for your moments, you could actually at that point probably have said, Africa, my little children asked me one day, is it not the same Africa we read from the book? And I almost wept. I looked at the pages and I remember the glory that Africa had. You know, that connects more to the judges, connects more to the audience. Even when you're talking to people, it connects more to people, heart to heart. Stories about yourself tells a lot. If you put it small in there, then at the end, you just mentioned a few things and said, thank you. That's also good. But punchline, call to action. Do as if you are the Martin Luther King. I dare to say that if Africa can take back the glory, then we will get to a height we've never achieved before. You see, that's how you shut down and everything now synergizes. It's usually said that what you say lasts forever. So always remember that. Thank you very much. You did very great. I'm glad for that. Is there anybody,
Thank
one
you
more
very
person
much.
that's going to, one more person that volunteer?
Yeah, though we have 3 minutes more, we still have Toastmaster Ayuba Tube's hands up.
Oh,
Toastmaster Ayuba,
if we
please.
have,
Yeah. Mm.
okay, if we have 3 minutes more, Ali, let's just suspend that. Thank you very much for that interest. We'll talk about that later. Next slide, next slide. At least we've done one analysis here. Next slide. Okay, how do you practice on your own? You need to know. Somebody said, I don't know what to practice. It's impromptu. Let's just go and impromptu. But I'll put it out there. You say, I said there that you can go to Google. Table topics have been there before. We've done it many years. So Google can give you 10 to 20 questions or even more. When you get them out, you try answering them yourself. You try practicing to answer them to generate a story. You can even jot down some things like stories around them and all that and how you do. Then when you start falling into 2 minutes, then you'll be able to ask somebody else. Ask me these questions. These questions, choose anyone from these 20, ask. Then the person asks and you practice. That's not the question you're expecting, but you are framing your mind to be able to get into that 2 minutes, wrapping up stories, wrapping up call to action, and everything that's related to the questions that they might ask. Then, very importantly, for some of us that are in journalism or we're in places where you have to speak to the public, you have to start creating flashcards. Flashcards are cards you can write quotes or write statistics. They are your own. You just write them. You can get them from the internet, write them and keep looking at them, keep internalizing them. Let it be yours. Those quotes, those statistics. One day you might use them. You may not use them, no problem, but they're still your personal ideas and personal property. At this point, I'll say at this note that on the final day, clear your mind. Don't go thinking, what are they going to ask me? Oh, clear your mind. When you start thinking, there are two parts of the brain. There's the one part that makes you connect things easily, which is the recessive brain, as it's called. Then the other part, you keep thinking the plus and minuses. If you continue on that plus and minuses, by the time they ask you the usual question, then you won't be able to connect the experience you have to what you are answering. In conclusion, table topics is not, will I say, do or die, or you must have a right or wrong answer. Rather, the people want to see how confident you are, how you use your structure, how you use your style. So nobody will actually remember what you said, but they only remember how you made them feel. So next time when you're in a contest and you hear the question, your question is, don't panic, don't faint, and don't start rambling. Rather, pause, breathe, stand tall and say, ladies and gentlemen, come and see. Thank you very much. Over to you, moderator.
Wow, wow, wow. Please, a round of applause. Yes, if you can do it virtually, if you can do it via video, anyhow you can do this, whether your video is blurry like mine, it's clear like Toastmaster Usman's, please, a round of applause for our amazing speaker. You see, there's a difference when you get training from people that read it in a book compared to the people that got it by experience. So this was a training by a district champion, emphasis on district. You can see my emphasis, you can hear it. District champion. Thank you, Toastmaster Timothy. Great Toastmasters of our lovely district. We do have a few minutes for questions. Do you have one? We probably can only take one with the time that we have, but let's see what we have. Anyone here has a question? Please slip your hand up and let's hear it. And let's make it fast. If you don't have questions, I have plenty questions. I can just keep going on and on. So questions going once, going twice, and going. Okay, I can't see any hand, but if I see your hand up, I will abort mission because I hate to take up all the speaking space in a meeting. And when I'm a moderator, I already feel like I'm doing a lot of that. Toastmaster Timothy, my question stems from the very first experience I had with table topics far back. This was probably like some 14 years ago now. We're in a contest and a fellow contestant got asked the question, what do you think about the Arab Spring? Before that point, I had never heard the phrase Arab Spring in my life. I had no idea what it was. I was in the backstage laughing because I was not the one that got asked the question. But if I was the one there, I would have not done anything better. And the guy just went, yes, the Arab and the spring is springing up, and the Arab is coming, the spring is springing up. Obviously, this was a concept that was in vogue in that time, but the speaker had no knowledge about it, and this was a table topic. You say in your conclusion here that it's not about knowing the answer, but how do you answer such a question that is very specific, but you have no knowledge about?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, as I said, nobody is after the correctness of the answer. Look at that question now. What do you think about the Arab Spring? The Arab Spring must be an entity. Let's just imagine I don't even know what it's all about. It's an entity, it's something. But they are asking me what I think. Now, I'm out there somewhere looking for food or looking for the next cab or looking for this, and someone is asking the Arab Spring. So I'm going to rechannel it. My concern will now be on what I think, not on the Arab Spring. Arab Spring may be something high, maybe something low, but what I think will be my emphasis. What I'll be looking at is a story around what I think. Then I'll just ask, can you imagine a situation where you're thinking of one thing and another thing now happens? Good evening, contest chair, Toastmasters, and our guests. The story of Arab Spring, be or be not, sometimes can make you wonder. But I remember a time when I was thinking my dad was coming back with a gift I had always asked him for. When he came back, the next thing was a different thing. So Arab Spring, what I think about it may not really be what you might be thinking. But one thing I know is that Arab Spring is not related to what we put food on the table. Contest here. I'm seeing time up, so I have to round off without a call to action. But can you see where I'm going to? Nobody is after your perfectness. They just want your confidence. They want your style. You know, if you're able to focus on one thing, you are right in that area. And you move on.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
Toastmaster Abuba. That's an interesting take on it. And yes, it's
Yeah.
good to hear this with hindsight. Again, it's been a fantastic session. Thank you. Thank you for letting us drink from your wealth of wisdom and experience this evening. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're
All
welcome.
right, Toastmasters of District 130, we'll move on today, but how do we move on? We're moving on by testing our listening skills. I've not experienced this component of the afterwork session before, but I saw it on the agenda and I was excited about it. So Toastmaster Ikrama, I hope it is happening and we're not going to say, oh, something happened to the Zoom quiz. I want to see that quiz now. How well were we listening? Toastmaster Timothy has given us the message of a lifetime in the last few minutes. We need to test our listening skills to see exactly how much we got from it. So, Saikrama, please correct me if that's what's happening now, and it's not quiz of what is happening somewhere in the district that we're going to answer. Over to you, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And good evening, Toastmaster Timothy Abuba, for that
Good
wonderful.
evening.
This is quiz time. And now, over the next 10 minutes, I have shared a link to the chat box. In the chat box, everybody go in there, click on the link, and answer the question. Let's ascertain that you were actually listening to Toastmaster Timothy Abuba. And the winner of today's quiz is going home with a certificate and a book. So, your quiz starts. It's in the room. Go in, click on the link, and let's see who the winner is going to be. I am going to be here and looking on the background as you answer the questions. So show us what you've done, how much you've listened to, and if you've truly understood what Toastmaster Abuba shared.
Zoom master, 5 minutes, please. 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 more minutes until the quiz is over. Yes. Five more minutes until the quiz is over. We have 4 minutes now. Are you answering? Hope you've answered. Yes. I can't wait for you to win this one. I am waiting to see who is going to win and who my gift is going to. All right. I hope you are answering. We are close to the end of our quiz. Yes. I can see some beautiful faces in the room notifying us that they have actually gotten ready and they're answering. Mr. Moderator, I hope you have started looking to see who your winner is going to be. Okay. We have 2 minutes left. Two minutes left. All right, we have 1 minute 30 seconds. I hope you're close to finishing. If you have finished, kindly indicate in the chat box that you've finished. Let's see how many people have fast fingers and have actually finished the quiz yet already. And I am anticipating the ones that have not. Ah, great. I can see Grace Amoka has finished. Okay. Now the challenge has started. We have 50 seconds to wrap up. 50 seconds to wrap up. If you finished, kindly indicate in the chat box that you have finished. We have 30 more seconds. Yeah, it's quiz time. I am excited already. Let's see who the winner is. All right, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Let's see who our winner is. Yes, I'm going to obtain the result. And while I do that, Mr. Moderator, I urge you to continue with the sessions. And once the result is ready, I'm going to send it to your inbox so you make the announcement. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Quiz Master. I will be waiting on the sidelines. No, not on the sidelines. I'm waiting on the front lines for the results. All right, fingers crossed until we get to that. But we'll move on quickly. Thank you all, first of all, for participating in the quiz. Really lovely. Some of those questions, I don't know where they came from because I'm not here Toastmaster Timothy say some of those things. It's like they set this question before they taught us. You know, universities, the questions have been set, whether they teach you, they don't teach you. And on the exam day, you will see, you will see it like that. It feels like my university questions. But it was lovely to participate in that. We'll move on quickly to another favorite aspect of our after work sections, which is the toast. And I hope we have our glasses. Typically, when we say these glasses, I see people bring out all sorts of things. Toastmasters, we have to show some class. Okay. At least Toastmaster Ikrama has a mug. DTM, Zalia, I hope you have a glass. Toastmaster Osman, I hope you have a glass. I'm bringing up okay, great. I see a mug. Oh, my red leader, you now understand French. You went to Francophone session and heard about improvisation, and you came here to use it against us in our quiz. When the result comes, I will put this into consideration. Toastmaster Josephine, just know that I told you ahead of time. All right, let's go quickly to our quiz, and it's an amazing gentleman who will be taking that for us today. He's an engineer by profession and a foodie by lifestyle. You can understand why he's the one doing the toast for today, foodie for toast. He has a bachelor's in electrical engineering, a master's in telecommunications. He's a certified project manager from PMI. He's the managing partner of ProXL Engineers Limited and co-founder of Green Development International. Of course, he's a Toastmaster and is a current serving area director for Area 31 of the amazing Division G. Division G is always giving me joy in the district. Every time we give them assignments, they are always top. So yes, this is public acknowledgement. He is from that amazing Division G, loves playing football and watching it too. Let's welcome for our toast today, one of our area directors, AD31, none other than Toastmaster Umar Farouk.
Thank you
I've
very
talked
much,
plenty. Thank you.
our
Over to you, sir.
distinguished Toastmaster Jukes. Thank you for those kind words. This has been a magnificent session, I must say. To our French brothers and sisters, magnifique. I hope my tone was right. And I must say, it's not because I am part of I'm playing a role, but really, this has been the most educational, almost entertaining I've ever had. So really, thank you to our organizers, our TLI leadership, distinguished Toastmaster Edith and her team. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for your dedication, for your consistency, consistently calling us to these after work sessions and giving us information that we can really get anywhere. So thank you for your dedication, for your hard work. To our moderator, thank you. At the beginning of this session, you mentioned how important this subject is. Getting your ideas out in 2 minutes. It's something very key. Especially, I read somewhere that our attention span is going down. It was 15 seconds years ago. Now it's 8 seconds because of social media and phones. So really, getting your ideas out and making sense in 2 minutes, it's really critical right now, these days. So thank you for this amazing session. And of course, who better to teach us this than our district champion? It's not, I have contested in a few contest club area division. I know I can't even imagine how difficult it is to stand at the district level and win. So who better to teach us than our district champion? Thank you very much, our presenter, Toastmaster Timothy. That was amazing. I couldn't stop smiling. I couldn't stop blushing. I couldn't stop gaining information. You were magnificent throughout. You had so many great points. I beg you to share your slides because there's so much richness in it. And I must say, I gained so much confidence. I am not contesting. So I was looking at it from just a general life point of view. How do I talk to people and convince them in a short period of time? And even though you were more focused on the contest, but I that was looking at it from a general life point of view, I was still getting points. I was still getting things I could use. So this is not just for the contestants. This is for all of us, even if you are not contestant. Even for the contestants, when you are done contesting, you can still use this. I gained so much confidence. If you can argue that electricity doesn't shock, then you can argue anything. So really, thank you very much. That was magnificent. And to all our listeners, to all those who played a role, to all those who asked questions, to all those who came out to be part of this, thank you very much. And I must say how ironic it is that we spent an hour to learn how to talk for 2 minutes. Life is ironic sometimes, and that's really part of it. So a toast, I see most of us are having mugs, right? So I say a toast to everyone who is here, from wherever you are, if you are contesting or not, may you ride your ship, SHIP, to success. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to our moderator.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Umar. I loved that. May we ride our ship to success. I'm taking that away from here today. Our time is fast spent. and we will just quickly, we have 2 items left to do today. I'm tempted to skip the introduction for this next one, but it's important we do this because I feel that the sessions like this are an opportunity for us to get to know ourselves better as a district. So I crave your indulgence to introduce properly our final role player for today, who will be our information bearer, as we call it now. He's a firm believer in the power of stories to move people into action, to shape perception, to build brands. He's an entrepreneur, and the belief is what has led him to start Smile Media, a creative agency he has built on the idea that behind every great business is a story worth telling. Beyond Smile Media, he also finds joy in reading, immersing himself in nature, staying active through sports like golf. This is senior men's sports, senior men's sports. His pursuits fuel his creativity and dedication to his work. Toastmasters today of my dear district 130. Let's welcome our information bearer for today. The government calls him Usman Hammer, but we love to call him Toastmaster Usman the Great. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Good evening, fellow leaders. Welcome to another session of the District 130 Information segment. We're going to go straight into it. TikTok. Time is running out. Clubs that are yet to submit the club success plan, this is a call to action. Presidents, this is a call to action. September 30th is closer than you think. Work with your fellow executives, complete the club success plan, and submit it sooner rather than later. So far in the district, 115 clubs out of 175 have submitted the club success plan. The top divisions being Division C, which has 100% submission rate, which is amazing, remarkable, followed by Division G, which has more than 90%. 19 out of 20 clubs have submitted the plan. And then Division A, which 24 out of 27 clubs have submitted. Other divisions are Division B, 11 out of 16, Division D, 16 out of 26, Division E, 4 out of 18, Division F, 13 out of 19, Division H, 9 out of 21. All clubs should endeavor to complete the plan and submit before the 30th. And of course, it's the renewal season. And for this, we should be so excited we do not even need to be reminded. But of course, there will still be a reminder anyway. It's time for us to renew our dues. This is something we should have started planning right from when we paid the last dues. And end of September, waiting till the end of September is waiting too late. We should submit our dues early as possible. We're already past the first week of September. So we should take action already immediately. The next information is from the membership building program. This is for the clubs, the Smedley Award. Any club that successfully adds 5 new members, whether new members, a dual member, or a reinstated member, from the period of August to the end of September, will obtain the Smedley ribbon. This is a call to action to club presidents and vice president memberships to reach out to guests, to reach out to members that have not renewed in the past, reach out to friends and family to join Toastmasters so that these clubs can achieve the Smedley ribbon. Oh, and this is the most exciting one for me, which is the first semester speech contest. And this semester, we're starting with the humorous and the table topics speeches. And I can't wait to have a good laugh in the humorous speeches. For the clubs are expected to conduct the contest within September from the 1st to the 30th. For the areas, it should be within October. And for the division, it should be within November, from the 1st to the 30th. And I can't wait to see who the division champions will be. A recognition award for mentors. And it says any mentor who produces the highest number of Triple Crown awardees between September 2025 to March 2026, which is the cycle we'll be entering, receives the Outstanding Mentor Award at the District 130 Conference in May 2026 in Gabon. Of course, the Triple Crown is for members who have achieved 3 different educational awards. But there are requirements. For a mentor to be awarded this award, the mentor must have completed a path, and the mentor must have completed the Pathways Mentorship module in Basecamp. Then finally, this is from the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, a master class on the topic Toastmasters Values Beyond Clubs. This is going to be very important, and I urge each and every one of us to be there, where we'll learn how we can apply the Toastmasters values outside the Toastmasters community, how we can apply it with our colleagues, with our families, and in every aspect of life. This is going to happen on the 11th of September, and it's going to be 7 p.m. Universal Time. This is it from the District 130, and thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Usman. That was brilliant. Even myself in this district, there's some of those things that were news to me. So that's really helpful for all of us across the district. Thank you. We'll move on quickly as we wrap this up, and I have my final assignment for today, which is to announce the winner of our quiz. Who is the winner? If you believe that you are the one who won this quiz, claim your prize in the chat room right now. Claim it. Right there, it's me. I won. And irrespective of what I announced, you can come and challenge the quiz master. You know his house, you know where he stays, Toastmaster Ikrama. You can go and meet him and say, I won, but they announced somebody else. So, who is the winner? Wait, nobody believes that they won. Wow. Let's end the meeting. We don't have any winner because there's nobody here who believes they won the quiz. So we can move on and take our final remarks from the TLI Institute. Who don't have faith in yourselves, or we did not do the quiz. That means only one person did the quiz and there was announced winner. Only one person wrote the exam. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I have to return to work. So because of that, I will not drag this any further. The winner for today's quiz is seen in, you can see my screen, right? Okay, drum rolls. And here we go for our winner for today's quiz is none other than, he announced himself already, Toastmaster Usman Hammer. Congratulations. Big congratulations, sir. Our attentive listener for today. Yes, that's you. That's you. Thank you
How
for
did that happen?
listening. It happened. It happened. And your gift today is not just that certificate. You do get this lovely book titled The Obstacle is the Way. And you'll be getting that from the TLI Institute and the organizers of this session. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. And with that said, my job here is done. We'll listen to a few more words from the TLI Institute. Let's welcome back Toastmaster Ikrama. Thank you, Toastmasters of District 130, for making this a lovely evening. Well done. Enjoy your night.
Thank you. Thank you so much, the Zing DTM, for that wonderful facilitation. And thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Timothy Abuba, for that incredible delivery. Thank you, Toastmaster Farouk, for the toast. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Usman, for being our information bearer today. Everybody did a wonderful, wonderful job. Thank you all so much. I hope to see you some more next week, next at the next after work session. And beyond seeing you, I want everyone in this room that has felt the impact of after work sessions to look out for the link and the advert so that you can share with your clubs, you can share with your area, you can share with the division to ensure that a lot of club leaders attend the afterwork, a lot of club members attend the afterwork so that we can have better participation. Well done, and thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And let's call this a night. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Edith, for ensuring that we put this together. So see you guys another time. Goodbye and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Timothy, DTM Timothy. Thank you. Bravo. Shuksa, bravo. Thank you for presentation.